Welcome. I am actually not booting up the game right away. Because, specifically, there's something I remember. There are just certain details I want to go through with the series, again, for future theories. This doesn't really apply to my next theory that I'm working on, but... Here, let me just do display capture. Let me just make it pretty clear what I'm looking at. Ah, shit, it remembers everything. Alright, let me... okay. Let me make it... Yep, there we go. Oh, that's better. Okay. Well, we don't need the opening cutscene. I just thought that'd be cool to have it again.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?
Introduction to Elizabeth. Probably one of the most important characters in the series. Franchise in general.
Pins, or if this is the result of a dare, we welcome you. I will be your personal guide to help you get started. I'm a Model 5 of the Handyman's Robotics and Unit Repair System, but you can call me Hand Unit. Your new career promises challenge, intrigue, and endless janitorial opportunities. Please enter your name as seen above the keypad. This cannot be changed later, so please be careful.
My name is Mike.
It seems that you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will auto-correct it for you. One moment. Welcome, Eggs Benedict.
Correct. Alright. So, I'm trying to double check for certain details on concepts. I'm specifically looking for any time this game mentions the date or the time.
You can now open the elevator using that bright, red, and obvious button.
Okay.
Allow me to fill this somewhat frightening silence with some light-hearted banter. Due to the massive success, and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment. Unlike most entertainment venues, our robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day, and it's your job to get the robots back in proper working order before the following morning. You are now in the primary control module. It's actually a crawl space between the two front showrooms.
That's different than I remember that being phrased. That's
daily
already
tasks.
something new, I'm finding.
View the window to your left. This is the Ballora Gallery party room and
he said
dance
the
studio,
stage was
encouraging
set
kids to
for
get
some new
fit
shit.
and enjoy pizza.
Right?
Let's turn on the light.
That
and see if Ballora
implies
is on
the
stage.
closure of Freddy
Press the
Fazbear's
blue
Pizza is
button on
what
the
gets
elevated
this simulation to
keypad your
happen.
left.
Not just that this game's events happen.
Uh-oh. It looks like Ballora doesn't feel like dancing. Let's give her some motivation. Press the red button now to administer a controlled shock. Maybe that will put the spring back in her step. Let's check the light again. Excellent. Ballora is feeling like her old self again and will be ready to perform again tomorrow.
That's already interesting.
Now view the window
that
to
this
your
game
right.
implies
This is the Funtime Auditorium, where Funtime Foxy
that all of the
encourages
events in the
kids to
game
play
are
and
set
share.
after a Freddy's game,
Try the light.
including
Let's see
like
what Funtime
the
Foxy
creation
is
of
up
the
to.
brand. Because that is a very big difference from how I
Looks
see
like
this game
Funtime
talked
Foxy
about.
is taking the day off. Let's motivate Funtime Foxy with a controlled shot.
That changes actually a video I was working on. That actually makes it a little easier for me if that's what's going on.
Let's try another controlled shot. Looks like Funtime Foxy is in perfect working order. Great job. In front of you is another vent shaft. Crawl through it to reach the Circus Gallery control module. On On the other side of the glass is Circus Baby's auditorium.
That kind
Let's
of...
check the light and see
So,
what Baby is up to.
if Sister Location was formed because of the failure of Freddy's, then it's not in 1983, no matter what.
Looks like a few of the lights are out, but we can fix
Because
that later.
Freddy's shouldn't
Let's
have
encourage
closed
Baby
yet,
to cheer up
fundamentally.
with a controlled
Like,
shock.
no matter how you want to argue the lore, Freddy's can't close already in 1983.
Let's try.
It has to be Fredbear's to close. And while the spring lock clues are still in use for a while, because that's the thing a lot of people forget.
Let's try.
It takes a while for the
shock.
spring lock suits to be unused.
Great job, Circus Baby. We knew we could count on you. That concludes your duties for your first night on the job. We don't want you to leave overwhelmed. Otherwise, you might not come back. Please leave using the vent behind you, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
I'm already fascinated by that concept.
Motion
That this
trigger.
entire
Service
game,
gallery
there's
vent.
an interesting little eye floater effect that isn't in the rest of the game. The concept that this entire game already has a little bit of a misleading premise to it is interesting.
Another day, another
Then there's
dramatic
this.
entry
This
in
is-
the lives of Vlad and his distressed mistress. Where will they go? What will they do? All of that and more happening now.
Clara, I tell
Baby
you,
is-
the baby isn't mine.
Count, I tell you that it is. You're the only vampire I've ever loved. And the baby turns his bottles into powdered milk.
That doesn't mean anything.
He sleeps on the ceiling fan.
Upright or upside down.
What does it matter? You need to be part of your son's life.
I'm an old man, Clara. I can't be a father.
Well, then at least pay your child support, you deadbeat.
Will Vlad and his distressed
Yeah,
mistress
okay,
find common ground?
I've always tried to find
Tune in
meaning in
next
this, and I
time.
honestly, for the life of me, cannot find meaning in the Vlad and the Distress Mistress. Like, I am trying to figure out how that would work, and it's like,
Daddy, you let the other children go see her. Why won't you let me go?
so it's worth doing that dialogue has to be on the one
Welcome
day
back
Circus
for
Babies
another
is
night
open.
of intellectual stimulation,
Pretty,
pivotal career choices, and
nonchalant detail,
self-reflection
not
on
very
past
important, but
mistakes.
It's worth
We're
thinking
committed
about.
to creating a unique and fulfilling work experience. One part of that commitment is ensuring that you don't get tired of the voice that you're hearing right now. Using the key, it seems that you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will autocorrect it for you. Thank you for choosing Angsty Teen.
Oh boy. I think this is still the same VA. Like, I think this is still, is it Andrew Field? Or Andy Field? Is that his name? I think he does both Angsty and normal hand unit. Interesting that shit's moving already. Like, I'm really trying to give this entire game another look over because I see a lot of people try to use it as counter arguments, but I'm trying to confirm that those counter arguments existed in the original game. Like, when does this game happen?
The elevator stopped. You know the routine. You can get out now or whatever. Stay here if you want. So, funny story. A dead body was found in this vent once. Okay, so not that funny, but
This game's already
It's a story.
implied to be happening alongside the main...
okay, let's
Like-
start with your nightly chores.
Here, let me... oh shit, I don't have my art program open. Okay, let me... Okay, actually I can't. Damn it. Social location is too powerful. It's taking over my computer. This floor is close.
Huh. I guess Ballora has better things to do.
So that already
Exactly.
implies that this
That should be
game
fun.
is after everything. After a Freddy's closes, which, granted, there are 3 different Freddy's that close, but it has to be before FNAF 1 because Mike gets the security logbook there. Which that's one of the only times he's ever been a security guard, so it has to be before FNAF 1.
Let's check on Funtime Foxy. Make sure he's ready for showtime tomorrow.
but it has to be after a Freddy's closes. Like the entire game has to be, not just the nights we play, but the founding of this company, the sub company. Like Elizabeth has to die
There seems to have
after
been
a Freddy's
problem with
closes
the
because
voice
this entire
synthesizer.
place was built
Default
on that
settings
premise.
have been restored.
It does
Please
not take
proceed
place after
through the vent ahead
this
of
location
you
does
to
not place
Circus
after
Baby's
FNAF 1. It
auditorium.
appears in the survival logbook, and Michael references all of the events from this game. So, for Michael to be able to reference all of the events of this game in FNAF 1, where
Motion
he's
triggered.
a security
Surface
guard,
gallery vent.
means it already has to have happened. This is not an arguable canon thing.
Circus Baby had a busy day today. Let's check the
So,
light and make sure she's in
If it's
proper
before FNAF
working
1,
order.
which the survival logbook makes very clear,
Oh,
then
Circus
it
Baby,
has
we
to
aren't here to
be
play hide and
after
seek.
either
Let's encourage
the
Baby
unknown
to come
kind
out
of
of hiding with a controlled
Phantom
shot.
location in FNAF 2, but FNAF 2 mentions but doesn't show. And then there's the FNAF 2 location.
Let's try another controlled shock.
Okay, so
There seems to be a power malfunction that is affecting our ability to properly motivate Baby. Please stand by while I reboot the system. I will be offline momentarily during this process.
the logbook
Various
mentions the
other
cash
systems may be
basket, and it's in the
offline as
FNAF 1
well,
era. How
such
does that
as
not
security
imply
doors,
it's
vent locks,
before
and
FNAF 1?
oxygen. Commencing
Michael
system
can't reference
restart.
events from the cash basket.
Motion trigger. Entryway vent. Funtime Auditorium maintenance vent opened. Ballora Gallery maintenance vent opened.
Alright, here's Baby's big monologue.
I don't recognize you. You are new. I remember this scenario, however. It's a strange thing to want to do, to come here. I'm curious what events would lead a person to want to spend their nights in a place like this, willingly. Maybe curiosity, maybe ignorance. There is a space under the desk. Someone before you crafted it into a hiding place, and it worked for him. I recommend that you hurry, though. You will be safe there. Just try not to make eye contact. It will be over soon. They will lose interest.
I mean, yeah, it is definitely an allusion to FNAF 3. But it does have differences from FNAF 3's, and I don't think it's literally meant to be FNAF 3's office, to be frankly honest looking at this image. Considering that it's still FNAF 1 Foxy there, and also Fazbear Entertainment shouldn't really be a thing by the time FNAF 3 is happening. It was revived after those events, so that's just weird chronologically if that's what's going on. Like, how can the brand be dead enough to have a horror attraction built on it, but also still be releasing a survival logbook? Which at that point creates a kind of contradiction. Like, I see that point, but at the same time, it's a very one-off specific thing, and the rest of the logbook doesn't follow that kind of logic. And also, that would mean it would have to be built by, the Fazbear Frights group, which is not implied anywhere else. Hi, Surplus. Welcome to the stream. I'm looking through the series. I'm trying to figure out... it's not my next video, but it's a video I'm working on. Is about Sister Location being... about where Sister Location falls timeline-wise. And something that this game... I didn't notice originally in phrasing is that this game is, like... that it implies Circus Baby was built after... a Freddy's closes. Like, the entire series of events, including Elizabeth's death, is kind of implied in one of the lines. Which is very weird. Because I remember the line as something like, "Oh, after the unfortunate phrase closing, with the stage was set for us to like take hold." But it's more phrased like, in general, such location was made to capitalize on those failure Freddies. Which makes the timeline very funky. Because that doesn't... Because originally I was thinking that Circus Babies already existed.
When your guide
And then this
comes
game
back
happens
online, he is going to tell you that
a
he
little
was
bit after that.
unsuccessful, that you must restart the system manually. He will then tell you to crawl through Ballora Gallery as fast as you can.
So this
to reach
entire
the
game,
breaker room.
like including Elizabeth's
If you
death,
follow his
has to be
you will die.
after Freddy's location
Ballora
closes.
will not return to her stage anymore. She will catch you. The power
Okay,
will be
did he say
restored
anything? I don't
shortly.
remember.
When you crawl through Ballora Gallery,
But
go
also
slowly. She cannot see you and can only
seemingly
listen
has
for
to
your
be before
movement.
FNAF 1.
When you hear her music become louder, she is growing near.
The tech's
Listen
always been
for you.
inconsistent. I mean, we know for a fact
Wait,
FNAF 2's during 87,
be
and there's
still.
facial recognition shit and like advancement.
Thank
But
you
like,
for
no
your
animatronics should be able to
patience.
move in
It
general.
seems that the power
And to be
system
frankly
cannot
honest,
be
the
restarted
spring lock suits
automatically.
are
You will
extremely
need to
complicated
restart the
and
power
should not be
system
able to
manually.
exist
Please return to the
in
primary
general.
control
So
module.
I feel like tech has never been a good argument because, like, the series has always had tech that's been impossible for the time period. Autocorrect does suck. There was this one
Motion trigger.
comment I
Surface
had
level
on
event.
the Midnight Motors video.
You will now be required to crawl through the Ballora Gallery using
That
the vent to your left
autocorrected
to
to be
reach the breaker
like
room.
one
It is
line changed
recommended
and
that
made
you
it
stay low to
complete
the
nonsense,
ground
like
and
what
reach the
Leonard
other
Fly
side
was.
as fast as possible as to not
Luckily, I
disturb
fixed that
Ballora.
afterwards with
I will
edited
deactivate
comment, but
myself
it is
momentarily
annoying.
as to not create an auditory disturbance. Deactivating.
So yeah, the tech.
Ballora Gallery
I mean,
maintenance
yeah,
vent
it's
open.
complicated, but to be frankly honest, this tech has always been absurd for the series. I might go through all the games, but there's some details I just feel like you can't get anymore. Like, the other weird thing about this game is all of the connections to FNAF 4. But I also am not seeing anything that implies it has to be alongside FNAF 4. Like, yeah, it clearly is built to mount on a FNAF 4 house.
It seems you are taking a long time. Please proceed as quickly and as quietly as possible.
But at the same time, William always has the opportunity to monitor Michael, which at this point it's implied the FNAF 4 room and all of that is Michael's. I think it's just important in general to revisit games and plot points. If it happened before FNAF 1, it could be the immediate game before it. It does, like, that doesn't actually change the series that much. Like, because otherwise you get these issues of William still has to tell...
Motion trigger breaker room.
Oh, if you're talking about Night 4
You may
for
now
difficulty,
interface
then-
with the breaker control box. Using the
So,
interface may disrupt nearby electronics.
William has to be
If you
alive
feel you
before
are
this
in
game
danger,
happens,
feel
which is
free
the other
to
big thing,
disconnect
because
the
he
interface
specifically
temporarily
tells
until it is
Michael
safe
to
to
do so.
reconnect.
Calm down and go back to sleep. No one is here. Go back to your stage.
then your yellow level turned green.
Calm down. I think it was just a mouse. Nope, no one is here. It's bedtime. Let's go back to our stage. You must be hearing things, silly. Calm down and go back to sleep. No one is here. Go back to your stage.
It's very hard to think and play this chunk specifically. I think I can get about 50% at a time.
Everything is okay. Let's go back to sleep.
So, because the way it's phrased implies that William told Michael to go here.
No one
Because he said it's right where you said it would be, which, I mean, I guess he could be leaving a note, but that's another one of those
Let's go back
playing very fast and loose with go down,
to hearing things, silly.
how the games explain information.
Calm down and go back to sleep.
Like, there's a lot of lines like,
Go back to your stage.
you're not moving. How is...
Everything is okay. Let's go back to sleep. Calm down. I think it was just a mouse.
So, there's also the FNAF 4 map being here, which is very weird.
No one is here.
Hi, I see you, bud.
To our stage. You must be hearing things, silly. Calm down and go back to sleep. No one is here. Go back
Stay there. There's also the weird fact that Funtime Freddy's here anyway, which almost implies to me that this building wasn't even meant for him, or like... It makes me wonder, like, was the storage facility even meant for these guys, or was it just that they were shoved there after the fact?
Let's go back to our stage. You must be hearing things, silly.
Go. Go.
Calm down and go back to sleep. No one is here.
Go.
Go back to your stage. Everything is okay. Everything is okay.
Go. 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 Stupid big bear. Go back to your stage. Giant white bear. German in his original demo reel. Look that up if you don't know that.
You must be hearing
German Funtime Freddy.
calm down and go back.
Go back. Go back.
Go back to your stage.
Stupid big bear.
Everything is okay. Let's go back to sleep.
Stupid giant bear. Go back. You were way too big. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back, you stupid bear! With strange German accent in his original audio recordings. I almost want to pull that up in the stream, but it's very hard to, like, access anything other than this location when you're playing it.
Go back to sleep.
Because it's like Alt-Tab becomes very weird.
Go back to your stage.
But yeah, you can see all of the FNAF
Everything is okay.
4 stuff is there, which is very weird. But once again, I'm wondering,
No one is here.
does that literally mean FNAF 4 is happening alongside with this one, which can't work because it's built after a Freddy's location, which FNAF 4 especially pokes holes in that.
Calm down and
Go back, stupid bear, giant bear, go back. Go back, you stupid bear. Okay.
everything is okay. Let's go back to
God, his spatial, like, everything is weird in this minigame. Like, where he is in space and time. Is this the closest he can be to me? Or is over there closer?
It's bedtime.
See, he's really close right now. How close is that? How close is now? How close is where? This minigame's always bugged me for that. Where I'm like, I don't know where he can kill me and where he can't kill me. Yeah, there's the weird FNAF 4 illusions, but it's like
Great job.
broken up
This
over
completes
chunks.
your tasks for the night.
There's the question of, was this
Please
place even
proceed
meant
back
to
through
house
the
the
Ballora
social
Gallery
location
with care,
characters?
and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
And then you actually can't die here to my knowledge, so.
Is someone there?
No. This is always one of my favorite shots, seeing the room you work in from like the other side.
Perhaps not.
So, yeah, my question is, was this because why is there 3 stages for 4 characters? Like, because, yeah, they all have their little groupies, like, Ballora has mini arenas, Funtime Freddy has a Bonbon, Baby has
As the sun
has
sets,
Biddy Bobs.
so also does another
I guess
chapter in the
Funtime Foxy
saga
just
of
cries in
love
the corner
lost
because he's alone.
between Vlad and his distressed mistress. Can they be
Is
reconciled?
someone among us? We'll
Can
never
their
know.
love rise again?
We'll just never know.
That and more happening now.
Clara, the baby isn't mine.
It is Vlad. They had trouble catching him in the nursery today.
Oh what? Lots of kids get hyper and run around and stuff.
They had to knock him out of the air with a broom.
I have to go.
They're going to dock your paychecks.
They can't do that. I'm a vampire. I don't get paychecks.
You work the graveyard shift at the Fry Me Taco. Don't lie to me.
Oh, the humanity. When will the heartbreak end? When will these 2 ships passing in the night
Am I allowed to moderate my own chat? The answer is no, because Sister Location locks my controls. Something tells me, yeah,
Just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny.
that the vampire baby is
Make
his.
her just for me.
Okay, so
Welcome back to another pivotal night of your thriving new career, where you get to really ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? What would my friends say? And
That's
most
still my favorite
importantly,
line.
will I ever see my family again? We understand the stresses of a new job, and we're here for you. To help you reach a more stable and relaxing frame of mind, we offer several musical selections to help make this elevator ride as relaxing and therapeutic as possible. We offer contemporary jazz, classical, rainforest ambiance, as well as a wide selection of other
doesn't
choices.
like also reference the casual bongos?
Using the keypad below, please type the first few letters of the musical selection you would prefer. It seems you had some trouble with the keypad.
Doesn't even try to
I
hide
see
the
what you were
gimmick
trying
at
to
this
type,
point.
and I will auto-correct it for you. Thank you for selecting Casual Bongos.
So Mike references the Cash Basket and casual bongos in the survival logbook.
Now that your
And there's
elevator
only
experience has been customized to
one-
your needs and you're thoroughly relaxed,
Honestly, seeing
it's
the
worth
FNAF
mentioning
3
that due to your
that
lackluster
is kinda
performance
there is the only
yesterday,
exception,
your
but
pay has been decreased by
even
a
then,
substantial
it's-
amount. Please enjoy the rest of your descent.
Being a little generous with what we're seeing. Because the tiles are different colors, and also there's more of a cabinet there that isn't in. Let me double check the FNAF 3 office because I don't think I don't think the desk looks like. Sorry, I need to look this up now because this. Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's I mean, you're still missing the big yellows and grays and greens.
Due to unforeseen malfunctions from today's shows, your nightly duties will require you to perform maintenance that you may or may not be skilled enough to
Aren't
perform.
I hired as a technician?
It became necessary for technicians to attempt to disconnect Funtime Freddy's power module. However, they were unsuccessful.
Yeah,
Allowing them
it
to
does
try
have the
again
box.
would
The
be
box
an
of
inefficient
animatronics
path
actually sells it
forward,
more
as we
than
would
the
need
actual
to allow
like
6 to
art
8
of the
weeks for
office.
recovery and physical therapy.
But even then, the box
You
is
will need to reach
different
the
than
parts
what
and service
is-
room on the other side of Funtime Auditorium to perform the procedure yourself. Let's check on Ballora first and make sure she's on her
But
stage.
it's close enough actually. I'll give. Yeah, it's close enough. I can see that. Oh yeah, Ballora. Completely dismantled,
Great.
which has
It
always
looks
been
like
weird to me,
everything
what,
is as it should be in Ballora
What
Gallery.
was that supposed to mean?
Let's check on Funtime Foxy. It's important to make sure she's on her stage before entering.
She's not even there.
Great. It looks like everything is as it should be in Funtime Auditorium.
So yeah,
There is
maybe.
no need to check on Baby tonight. Please refrain from entering unauthorized areas. Proceed directly to Funtime
But then
Auditorium.
why is everything themed around FNAF 1? And why is there no, like... Why is that the only mention of it, is the other issue, is...
Motion trigger. Circus
I feel like if the logbook was meant to be FNAF 3 era, we would have more hints around it. Because art is always weird with FNAF series of how it interchanges with the games. Like, apparently we don't actually know what Eleanor's canon design is. Because her design in the book
Did you know
description
that I
contradicts
was
what
on
was
stage
drawn for
once?
us. So that's always
It
been
wasn't
weird.
for very long. Only one day. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. No one sat at the tables, though, but children would run in and out. Some were afraid of me. Others enjoyed my songs. Music was always coming
But I will
from
consider that. I
somewhere
will
else.
consider the logbook being in
hall.
FNAF 3's time.
I would always count the children. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, she counts
I was
kids
always
because William
acutely
programmed her to
aware
kill
of how
kids
many
if there was
there
only one
were
kid
in the room with me. 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 2, then none. They usually played together in groups of 2
Interesting
or
though that her
3.
consciousness was seamless
I was
between
covered in glitter.
being animatronic
I
and
smelled
having
like birthday
having
cake.
Elizabeth's soul.
There were 2,
Like,
then
'cause this is
3,
all before
then
Elizabeth
5,
dies.
then 4. I can do something special.
And she remembers
you know
that,
that?
which is interesting.
I can make ice cream. Although I only did it once. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was 1. A little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment. Then other children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes. Why did that
I know
happen?
Baby's manipulating us and all, but like it's still interesting that she refers to Elizabeth as separate from herself. I've always been curious with what
Motion
the
trigger.
lines between the
Circus gallery
animatronics and their souls are. Like, Charlotte seems to be completely herself when she's the puppet.
Funtime Auditorium maintenance. bay
However,
open.
Elizabeth seems to still act like the character
Unlike
Baby.
Ballora, Funtime Foxy is motion activated. For this reason, it's important to keep the room dark, as to not accidentally activate her. You have been provided with a flash beacon. Use it if you need to get your bearings and to ensure you don't bump into anything. However, use it as sparingly as possible. Proceed forward to reach the parts and service room.
Ta-da! First try.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. It seems that Funtime Freddy is out of power, which should make your job much easier. The release switch for the chest cavity is located on the underside of the endoskeleton jaw. To reach it, we will first need to open the face plates. You will need to press... Great. Now locate the button on... Great. Now
Jump scare
carefully
warning.
locate and press the button next to Freddy's right eye. Great.
Still kind of gets me.
Good job. Great work. You will now be required to remove the secondary power module from the Bonnie hand puppet. Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's bow tie to release the power module.
I think I'll revisit the games that I have questions about, which aren't all of them. Like, I just realized, is Freddy's jaw clipping into his bow tie? Okay, what? Okay, there he is. There you go, buddy. Come on. Damn it. Fuck.
Press the large black button
Fucking-
beneath Bonnie's bow tie
God,
to
that was
release the
perfect
power
timing.
module.
Like, as soon as he spoke. Okay. Damn it. I thought it was more exposed. I think you have to... I think it won't let you. I'm trying to remember, is this one just on a timer, or... Like, I know you can die here. I'm trying to remember what kills you, though. Got it.
Great job. You've acquired both power modules. This completes your tasks for the night.
I definitely will do
Please
a lot more
exit
streams.
the
I
building
just don't know
through
what's going to be
Funtime
FNAF streams
Auditorium,
and what's going to be.
and we'll see you back here
streams.
again tomorrow.
But, okay, so... Point being, though, I don't see any world where sister location... Okay, I know Funtime Foxy kills us no matter what, so let's just die. I'll even turn on the volume. There we go. Now to the brutal night.
She can make balloons. Have you seen her make balloons?
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy, let me go to her.
Yeah, the reflecting on your happiest day is interesting, but I feel like that almost fits more as foreshadowing than anything. Like, even if it is set during FNAF 3's time,
Be still and quiet.
I feel like that's more foreshadowing than
You've
anything.
been
'cause-
sleeping for quite a while. I think they noticed that you never left the building last night. The cameras were searching for you, but they couldn't find you. I have you hidden
Okay, this is where I'm going to die the most. Guaranteed. Because I know they nerfed it to make it easier.
Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. I am only going to keep you for a little while. Try not to wiggle, though. You're inside something that came from my old pizzeria.
This night is
I don't
brutal.
think it was ever
It
used.
is.
At least not.
And
the
then there's
way
whatever this
it's
suit
meant
is.
to be used.
Uh,
Too dangerous.
I really wish the suit could be used in any
It's
lore-relevant
just
way.
big enough for one person to fit inside, but just barely.
It also would be the only
You're in the scooping room. Do you know
Suit
why they call it the scooping
with a
room?
split-faced.
It's because
That's a
Dummy,
Springlock suit.
this is the room where they use the scooper. I thought that would be obvious. Isn't that a fun name for something? The scooper. It sounds like something you would use for ice cream, or custard, or sprinkles. It sounds like something you would want at your birthday party to ensure that you get a heaping portion of every good thing. I wonder, though, if you were a freshly opened pint of ice cream, how you would feel about something with that name.
Elizabeth Parallel.
Thankfully, I don't think a freshly opened pint of ice cream feels anything at all. Uh-oh.
That goes into
It
how
sounds like someone else
Baby
in
is
the
clearly
building.
more corrupted than Elizabeth was, because I joked in
Okay, bring her over. Forward. One.
more.
More. Okay, stop. Set her down. Watch the step. What happened to it this time? Just seems like these things can't go a day without breaking down. Who knows? It's always the same then. Some kind of hardware malfunction. Well, they had to be somewhere in 15
But how
minutes, and this place gives me the creeps.
Baby desensitizes herself to her, basically her own death by saying, I don't think a pint of ice cream feels anything, is a cool little character writing. The weirdest thing about this location is how long has this place existed. Thank you, Mr. 87. I'll need the luck, because this night is brutal. I'm so glad you don't have to redo anything. It just starts you here, because, oh my god, if there was like a, oh, you gotta run into the room section for this game, for like this night, sort of like with the fire one, it would be brutal. Interesting that we're as tall as Balor is, and Balor is very
There's
tall.
something very important that I've learned how to do over time. Do you know what that is? How to
Welcome, the
pretend
Cardboard Ghost. Welcome
Do
to
you
my
ever
nightmare,
think
which is
of it?
this night. I'm still proud that I
Pretend
beat
to
it when it
one
originally
night
came out. I think buried
are
somewhere in my
really
channel is my
the other.
original playthrough of Sister Location,
it's
where I
very
did beat it day one.
Ballora never learns.
It was a nightmare
But
though.
I do. They think there is something wrong on the inside. The only thing that matters is knowing how to pretend.
Currently, we are investigating the lore of Sister Location again. I feel like it's always important to see how the original game a certain piece of information came from phrases said information,
I'll open the
because that
face
changes
tags
the
for you.
context a lot.
That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring
And
locks
it
wound
begins.
up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose.
I probably won't be able to read chat
You
all that
don't
well, to be
want
frankly
them to
honest,
get too loose.
while I'm playing this night,
Trust me.
because it is so much harder than every other night. Like, Ennard's boss fight, nowhere near as hard as this is. I'm gonna ignore you for now. Luckily, Scott did make it easier, so we're playing the nerfed version of it, so it won't be as bad as I remember. I don't remember what he did to make it easier. Okay. That should get both of them, right? Okay, now it got both. And then we have the ones crawling into the suit, which are really well animated, but god are they freaky. Like, they are way too smoothly animated for what they appear at. Okay, we got one on the right. Did that get... Okay, fucking... Come on. Come on, come on. Ugh! It's the worst. And I can't even... God. Did I get rid of him? Yeah. I don't remember how long this goes. Ah! I'm gonna beat my head into a wall! God. Wouldn't it be funny if I got Baby's minigame after this? I knew I had to split it between the two. I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras. Now all you have to do is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring locks wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are causing them to come loose. You don't want them to get too loose. Trust me.
This night has a lot of RNG involved in it, so you can either get super lucky or be as lucky as I am right now to have one right away. Got both of them, okay. My goal is to try and get both every time. My guess is that Scott's kids got very lucky when they first beat this, because there's no reason it would be as hard it was on launch. Unless it turned out to be, like, nigh impossible. Or very easy as how they, like... I genuinely don't know how it got the way it was. Okay, that got both. 3 minutes? I think I can do that. I think I can do that pretty reasonably. Okay, I'm starting to try and get it wound up a little less. Okay. Just gotta keep myself from dying. Come on! This game is pretty weird. literal flesh suits for robots. I mean, it's a pretty big trope in a lot of fiction. That's not really exclusive to FNAF.
I'll open the faceplates for you. That way they can find you on the cameras.
That felt like a lot longer than 3 minutes. I really want to double check how long this lasts, because
I'd recommend that you keep the spring lugs wound up. Your breathing and your heartbeat are
I
causing
mean, I
them
really
to
like
come
Michael, so I
loose.
don't really mind
You don't want them to get too loose.
his introduction being kind of
Trust me.
weird. I think Michael is probably the only fleshed out character in this series, to be frankly honest. Which is saying something, because he was literally fleshed out. But I think a lot of the characters can be kind of one-dimensional at times. Like, I feel like short story Afton is far less interesting than game Afton. And it's like a tier list. Like, if you take the short story Afton as like the lowest tier, where he's just trash monster demon at his core, and then you have novel Afton, who at least had like a motivation, even if it was kind of stupid, which was immortality. And then you have game Afton, who at least seems to be trying to bring back his son, which is like a thing to do that isn't just immortality or I'm evil. And then hopefully we get game or movie Afton. I mean, you can't argue that Michael isn't fleshed out. He literally is only flesh. Okay, that's a stupid argument. Actual character growth. Like, Michael has a character arc. He does shit. He fucks up his brother in FNAF 4 and spends his entire life trying to undo that. That's like a thing to do. Which is not said about every Five Nights at Freddy's character. And also, it's worth noting that a character being simple doesn't mean they're bad. I feel like that's a common take, is if a character isn't very complicated in structure, they're seen as worse. But I'm like, simple characters can be done very well if they're used well. Now, I'm not saying that you have to think FNAF is an example of that, but I'm saying that even if all the characters were paper thin, if they're argued well, if the older brother in FNAF 4 wasn't Michael, then that would be borderline just cheating in plot at this point. God damn it. I mean, Purple Guy's motivation pretty clearly in the game seems to be oriented on trying to bring people back to life at will. Regardless of why he wants to do that, that seems to be his go-to thing at this point. I mean, that's kind of always been his thing, is this weird obsession with how kids die and come back. I mean, I made a whole video about Midnight Motorist. I mean, that's, to be honest, where I think a lot of the people in the chat came from.
I'll open the faceplates.
Is it confirmed Foxy Bros, Michael?
That way they can
Borderline at
find
this
you on
point.
the
Like,
cameras.
without
Now
Scott
all
saying it, it's
you
been
have
so
to
damn
do
close.
Is wait. I'd recommend that you keep the spring.
I mean, yeah, that
lugs
is kind of
wound up.
weird.
Your breathing
But
and
I
your
almost
heartbeat are
feel
causing
like
them to come loose.
That's narratively part of Michael being in
You
William's
don't
shadow.
want them to get too loose. Trust me.
I didn't see anyone in chat say that FNAF 1 through 4 wasn't canon, but that is the only way in hell you're going to get past the Foxy Bro being Michael. Is if that was. it is... Okay, Orange Man has to be Mike, or William. It has to be, fundamentally. And that is... because of it takes place right after Charlotte's death, where William drives off in a car. And then, I mean, then the cutscene named in the files later that night starts with William driving out of his car heading home. When we know he lives in the woods, so... If it's not William, then that is absurdly batshit storytelling. To the point that even FNAF doesn't go. Like... FNAF has some pretty loose storytelling at times that I don't always agree with how it explains something. But that is like another level of bullshit for narrative. Hi Mango, welcome to the stream. I'm currently in hell. Come on, don't you dare. Hey! Woo! Ah! I did it!
As the moon rises, so also rises the tension between scorn lovers.
Clara, it's not my baby.
Vlad, you suck.
Wait, was that a vampire joke? That was so lame, Clara. Like I haven't heard that a million times.
Okay, well, how's this? I'm taking the car.
The joke's on you. It's a rental.
Well, the joke's on you. I set the thermostat to 90 before I left.
Good. I like it warm.
Good, because I also set the house on fire.
How will it all end? The passion, the tension, the intrigue. Tune in tomorrow for the exciting conclusion.
Yeah, I can't see a world where all of the short stories are canon.
Daddy isn't watching.
Welcome back to your last day on the job. That is, the last day of your first week. Some of the most valued qualities that we like to see in new employees are determination, fearlessness, and a genuine disregard for instinctive
I
self-preservation.
mean, I feel like too much
You've
shit
earned your
happens
one-week
in
bonus,
every
which will be
continuity
given to
that
you in the
can't
form
happen
of a
in all the
delightful
other
gift basket,
continuities.
the cost of which will be taken out of your next paycheck. We have gift baskets containing fruit, nuts, flowers, and of course the ever-popular cash basket. Using the keypad below, please enter the first few letters of the gift basket you would like to receive.
Okay, I will stand my soul on this line to talk about the stupid games being canon or not. So, MatPath logic I feel like is a little bit backwards on this one, because I know that's where you're getting this from. Help Wanted is weird,
It seems
but
you had some trouble
what
with the
people are
keypad.
drawing from
I
it
see
is
what you were
even
trying
weirder.
to type, and I will autocorrect it for you.
So,
Thank you for selecting.
oh, Tales from the
Exotic
Pizza
Butters.
Plex are canon. Oh! Oh shit, that's way better. Okay. I read that as all.
Please be aware
Okay,
that
never
there
mind.
are still
Sorry.
2
Tales from the Pizza
technicians
Plex
on
are
site
canon
today.
pretty much at this point.
Try to avoid
but not all
interfering
books.
with their work if possible. Also,
Okay,
feel free to
so,
ask them why they are still there
hear me out.
and encourage them to go home.
I will die on the hill that the games are canon, even if it's in a weird way. So, firstly, you know what is not in any of the help Wanted the game, the VR games, is Golden Freddy, any of the mini games, or anything of that sort. For that not to be the case is so fucking weird. Why would they specifically exclude Golden Freddy in the mini games in all of VR, FNAF VR, if their intention was to say they all weren't canon? Because they should be one. Think about this from the devs have to make this a thing. Devs have to think about what they're including and not including. This proves to me that the games are canon, even in universe. Like, I'm not saying in universe. I'm saying that the games themselves, like the events, are canon because there's Golden Freddy in them. I feel like Matt has completely backwards when he says otherwise. When he says that Golden Freddy's existence is in question because of the games being in question. I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like Golden Freddy proves they are canon.
It looks like everything is as it should
because
be
the
in
mini
Funtime
games have
Auditorium.
no explanation
Your
if they're
test
not
today will
canon.
involve more maintenance work.
Like,
Circus Baby
you
had a
look me
rough
in the
day
eyes.
and is in need of repair. You will be required to reach the parts and service room by once again sneaking through.
And also,
Funtime
yeah, that the
Auditorium.
fourth game isn't finished,
As
and also
always,
it's not
please
called Final
proceed
Fantasy
with
4
caution.
in the VR game. We're on night 5.
Funtime Auditorium maintenance vent open.
Nothing can kill us right now. Yeah, the FNAF 4 is arguably canon, and also we know FNAF 3 happened, so why make it not canon at that point? And then at that point, what's the point of making FNAF 1 and 2 not canon? Like, it's...
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown
And then
reason.
there's
It's your
Ender
job to
behind
make
her.
sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
Can you hear me? I'm pretending. There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 8, 8, 9, 4, 7, 9, 6, 4, 5, 2. Good. A hatch should have. Now you must turn back. I will guide
alright.
you through Funtime Auditorium so you can reach the scooping room. When you are there, I want you to destroy this body. Put the card into your
I will
handheld
kill
device,
Steve Theory with
and
my
I can
bare
continue
hands.
to
I will
speak to
make
you.
any amount of
Now,
videos
press the
required
green
to
button
explain
to
why
your
I
left.
will kill
This will
this
send me
theory.
to the scooping room.
Not literally kill anyone, but obviously this theory is the Cassidy victim of the community to me right now. Like, where it's just not a good take, in my opinion. Like, I feel like this is Matt the biggest blunder in a theory. Like, why make the majority of the series canon just to say FNAF 1 and 2 aren't canon, basically? Because there's no workaround for FNAF 3 not being
You
some
must
level of
follow
real.
my
Because Springtrap
instructions in
exists,
Funtime Auditorium.
clearly.
Ballora is going to follow you. She will try to catch you. I will help you avoid
I mean,
her.
if
She will
Pizzeria
not
Simulator
follow
didn't
you
happen,
inside the scooping room. She
then
is
I could
afraid.
see the reboot angle.
Go back now. Go forward. Stop. Go forward and left. Keep going. Stop. Be silent. Go forward and left.
I have to listen to her instructions, so I'm going to be quiet for a little bit.
Stop. Go forward. You are almost there. Stop. She is right in front of you. Don't move. He is here to help, Ballora. He is not here to hurt us. Ballora, he is here to help us. Go forward again. Ballora is behind you. She is afraid of the scooping room. She will not follow you.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that Balor is just glitch trapping a new body based on whatever
Warning,
was
you've
left of
entered
William.
a highly dangerous area. You have entered from Maintenance Hatch 1B, reserved for cleaning and repair of the scooper. Entering this side of the room is strictly prohibited by unauthorized personnel.
Yeah, Scooper.
You are in the scoop.
Yeah, it doesn't really
now.
fit for FNAF World to be
Funtime
one of
Foxy
Steve's
has
games.
already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been
It
here
also,
today.
too much shit is very specific in the video games.
Circus Baby
Like the games
has
we play,
already
the actual
been here
Scott
today.
games.
I've been out before, but they always put me back.
Interesting her
They
endoskeleton
always
isn't part of
put
the
us
roster.
back inside.
Or her shell.
There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere
I think
to
the
go.
bigger plot hole isn't that Ennard wears Michael as a
scooper
skin
only
suit,
hurts
but is
for
that,
a moment.
all of the animatronics can fit inside Michael. That's the bigger one. But even then, that's more just a plot hole rather than like a narrative possibility. Get ready. He's coming. I think it just means that they've been experimented upon before and taken out.
That I'm here. I wanted to watch your show too. I don't know why he won't let me come see you. You're wonderful. Where did the other children go?
He's coming. Here he comes. Rick Astley! No! Oh shit, it's Ennard. And in this one specifically called The Real Ending. So, pure voice to the shield. Very kind Misk. Wow, so it's interesting that he was willing to credit William as William Afton in FNAF 6, but not in this game. Scott Crawfish, my favorite indie dev. Okay, so is Glitch Trap am I allowed to exit out of this? Is Glitch Trap like the same thing as Burn Trap? I guess it's probably that's what we're supposed to go at for that is Vanley just took the like charred remains of whatever was William and just gave it as much of a body as she could, and then am I allowed to like go to something else so I don't have to? This music is very loud relative to the rest of the game. Okay. Let's do enter a boss fight. He's never going to turn around. That's why Michael can't stop. He's never going to give us up. He's never going to let us down.
Welcome back to your last day on the
He
job.
can't let the
That
kids
is the
down.
last day
He's
of your
got to
first
keep
week.
going.
Some of the most valued qualities that
Michael's
we like
character
to see
arc
in new
revealed
employees are
canon.
determination, fearlessness, and a
I
genuine
just pressed escape
disregard
and that
for
somehow brought me
instinctive
back to the menu, which is very
self-preservation.
unusual for FNAF.
You've earned your 1 week bonus, which will be given to you in the
No,
form
yeah,
of
I'm
a
pretty sure
delightful
Glitch Trap
gift
is
basket,
just
the cost of which will be taken out of
whatever
your next
remains of
paycheck.
William in code
We have
form.
gift baskets containing fruit, nuts, flowers, and of course the ever-popular cash basket. Using the keypad below, please. It seems you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will autocorrect it for you. Thank you for selecting Exotic Butters.
But yeah, so takeaways.
Please be aware that there are still 2 technicians on site today.
So it has to be
Try
after
to
Freddy's
avoid
closed, like the
interfering
entire
with their
thing.
work if possible. Also, feel free to ask them why they are still there and encourage them to go
I mean,
home.
Purple Guy has a motive in the games, which is just to avenge his dead kid, or not avenge his dead kid. Try to figure out, like, if killing Charlotte is done just as an equalizer to get revenge on Henry for being happy and having a family, pretty much. I mean, whether you like that or not, that is what this game series is implying. And then like every other victim and kind of event is him trying to figure out why Charlotte comes back as the puppet. That's what the FNAF series has always read to me as, is
Motion
he
trigger.
sees his first
Entry
victim come
waypoint.
back as like, fuck, how did that happen? And then is just obsessed with trying to get that to happen again.
Let's check on Ballora and make sure she's on her stage.
Exact phrasing that Jason
Great.
Shenfield had.
Now let's check on Funtime Foxy.
Shenfield? How's that? Shenfield. Where it's like kid dies,
Great. It looks
and
like
then
everything is
kills
as it
Charlotte,
should be in
figures out
Funtime
about remnant
Auditorium.
possession. Is like,
Your
huh?
task today will involve
I wonder
more
if I could do that
maintenance
thing.
work.
Like, yeah.
Circus Baby
I
had
mean,
a
I did
rough
it
day
once.
and is in need of repair.
And
you will
then
be required to reach the
lifelong
parts and
obsession
service
found.
room by once again sneaking through Funtime Auditorium. As always, please proceed with caution.
Funtime Auditorium maintenance vent open.
Which I think is the most rational viewing of FNAF. Like, William pretty much loses any motivation in any other chronological order of events. And I feel like if Scott wanted to make... I mean, it's kind of arguable what order of events things are in, but I stand by...
Motion trigger. Parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians
Sorry.
will take it from there.
Like, I've yet to see a good reason for why Charlotte
Can you
has
hear
to be
me?
the first victim that doesn't have a counter-argument available to it. Like, a lot of the arguments I see
There is a passcode that you must
follow
enter
very
before you
specific
can
logic for
retrieve
other
them.
events to happen.
Enter the code carefully.
I mean, I made a whole video basically about the whole...
9, 3, 4, 3, 9, 2, 7, 6, 9, 8. Good. A hatch should have. Now you
about
must
Midnight
turn
Motors, which is
back.
the only counter art.
I will guide you through Funtime Auditorium so you can reach the scooping room. When you are there, I want you
Yeah,
to
if you could
destroy
call
this
Scott
button.
and just give an answer to the
Put the
fandom,
card
oh
into
boy,
your
would that be a
handheld
thing.
device, and I can continue to speak to you. Now, press the green button to your left. This will send me to the
I also feel
scooping
like
room.
there's a lot of events that, like, can't be taken as too concrete of a line. Because I feel like there's an argument for, like, 4 different characters to be the first death at this point. If we take every Easter
You
egg at
must follow
super
my
face
instructions
value in this
Funtime
franchise,
Auditorium.
with
Ballora
nothing
is
but
going to
extremes, then there's
follow
like
you.
4 first kids.
She will try to catch you. I will help you avoid her. She will not follow you inside the scooping room. She is afraid. Go back now. Go forward.
Secrets time.
Access denied.
Oh shit. Bit of an issue here. I think... Wait, what? What the fuck? So I think it's the... Shit! Okay, I forgot the entire order of events. pretty sure Susie is just the first of the MCIs when she says that. She was the first of that bunch to die. I screwed things up here. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I mean, okay, so let me explain why there can be 4 first kids if you take everything completely literally. So if you take 1983 as the date that this game literally happens, then that means Elizabeth will be the first victim. If you take FNAF 4 as the first events in the series, then that makes the bite victim the first ever kid to die. If you take oh my god. Shit, okay. If you take Charlotte as the first victim just because arbitrarily, which happens a lot because she's important, so it makes her seem like she should be there the first, then she's the first victim. If you take the line, I was the first, I saw everything literally, then Susie is the first victim. And do you see the problem here? Like, you can take so many lines arbitrarily to mean so many things. If that's really the narrative that you want to get out of it. What the fuck? Okay, so let me expand upon why I stand by a certain order of events. So firstly, I see no workaround for bite victim not being the first, because that sets everything into motion if he dies first. For anyone else to die before him creates a narrative, like a whole plot hole of why does anyone die? Secondly, we know that Susie can't be the first victim, period, because we see her and her other buddies get possessed and turned to animatronics. And you know who's making that stuff happen? The puppet. So Charlotte and Charlie has to be before the MCI. So Susie can't be the literal first. Right? And then I'll just say that William can't know about the Remnant and all that, the stuff he works on in this game, if no one else has died yet. So someone has to have been before Elizabeth no matter what. So the only kids who have an argument for being the first that holds up are Charlotte and the bite victim. And okay, I'm trying to explain lore and this stupid minigame with stilted controls. But my overall point being that either of those I'll see as a valid first, but Susie, fundamentally, we are shown otherwise. Damn it. Then there's this narrative weird beat where, like, people forget William never hit the bodies. That's Charlotte's doing basically on accident. Like, the suits, like, they have to be put in their spots by Charlotte. So that means I feel like William should have been caught otherwise, because the whole thing that gets him to go free is that the bodies were never found, and that nothing is ever proven in a court of law. So I feel like the puppet not being there also is just contradicted by how events are explained to us. So, I feel like everything points to Charlotte already existing and doing everything. And I feel like you have to contend with stuff being very weird. Not to mention that's just kind of how information was brought up to us and explained. The lore is wacky. Okay, I'm trying to like read chat and do this. Screwed it up. But I needed to be better on time anyway. To reconvene information should be whack. Fuck. Okay, here's my take on Fredbear's hat and suit. I think Scott just changed his mind on what the character's design should be at a certain point, and then had to deal with the iconic design versus what he wanted the new design to be. That is one of the few times that feels like a genuine just design mistake that he wanted to go back on but couldn't early. Walter White's first victim, canon. There's there are so many little bits that you could get into every nook and cranny with lore-wise. Timer is tight, so I needed to restart that one attempt anyway. Whoops. This is also like the only time in the franchise Scott ever decided to do something with like color consistency. By the way, like no point in the series ever is good about color consistency, but Scott remembers to make Baby's eyes blue here to show she hasn't been possessed yet. Yeah, I feel like Scott is timer. Okay, concentrate on very basic platforming. Like I said, I think that's just Scott deciding, okay, official Fredbear has the purple hat and stuff. But then, like I said, Golden Freddy and the two designs of Golden Freddy don't have that hat, because I don't think he thought of that yet. Okay, I think I fucked it up. Yep, I wasn't fast enough. Okay. Why the buttons got stuck there. like I did pretty well in certain spots there and still. No, I don't think you're stupid. I just think that Scott doesn't care about color that much, because colors have been so inconsistent throughout the series in general that, like, this minigame is the only time, to my knowledge, that inarguably Scott has paid attention to the color of something. It's also one of the few times you remember to give the kids hair. Okay, I still screwed up. I think the bad controls definitely make it more interesting than if it controlled well. Damn it. I've been playing this minigame more than I have the rest of the game. I still love how inconsistent Michael's skin tone is. Every single sprite of Michael has a different skin tone. And in this game it makes sense because he's dying or whatever, or he will die by the end because his skin's rotting. That makes sense. But in FNAF 4, even when the sprites are like borderline reused, they're different colors for some reason. I would love a canon detail like William composed all of the music in FNAF and then sold it. William is canonically Leon Riskin. Okay, there's tanning and then there's changing skin tones every single sprite even when you're still indoors. That is another level of skin tone. That's a Michael Jackson level of skin differences. Did I do it? Oh my god. I mean, they both are named Michael. Oh my god! I swear I did not look at chat when I said that. I'm sorry, Roblox. I stole your joke before you even made it. band the whole time. Wouldn't it be hilarious if all of the like supposed minigames were just these minigames? Like, I guess Turtle Crusher is the name of this minigame because it's a song, but that's the name of the song that plays in this minigame. But like, wouldn't it be revealed if Steve's minigames were all just like Mangle's Quest and then BB's Air Adventure or whatever? Like, all of those are what he was making, and then it's nothing related with FNAF. That would be a funny reveal. We were just overthinking it all to hell. I mean, it's not. I don't think that's what's going on. I think it is trying to imply that FNAF, that there is a version of the games that exists. In FNAF's universe. But I also think the versions we play are just fundamentally different games. Like, what we play in Help Wanted is genuinely the extent of... Damn it! It was a second off. I think I already lost it. I already had to restart, so... I'm a fool. My ability to screw up this minigame is truly on another level. I beat this before. I've beaten this whole game. I don't know how I'm messing this up. Here, let me try. Nope, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I just don't think we've... I agree, I don't think we've ever played what Steve's actual minigames are. I mean, have you ever met a person named Steve? They don't know. Complete fiction. I did try to make a Discord server once, actually. It was in a very early stage. So, fun factoid, I actually changed my channel name from when I first created it. Originally, it was Ostrich Games. Damn it. I thought I could be cool there. Ugh. Most annoying minigame. I mean, I guess relative, yeah. This one is annoying because you had to... So a lot of people didn't know about the Easter egg for it. But the fact that I'm able to retry so many times, I think makes it a lot more balanced. Most annoying minigame, though, is Chica's Magic Rainbow. If... I refuse to take any other argument on that one. Because that's the only one that, like... I mean, I guess you don't have to beat it to win FNAF World. Whereas if you want all the secrets in this game, you do have to beat this game. But it's not that bad. A lot of it's more trial and error. I'm just being very bad at it right now. Because it was not this hard for me I originally played it. I think the GT Live actually had more issues with the sticky keys than they did the actual minigame. There's just an endless army of Michaels that are all slightly different skin tones. You suck! You still suck! I don't know if that chat made into chat and I can't really moderate chat right now. Because Sister Location like locks your control. Okay, I think I did it. Hey! Hey! It's so nice when kids try to play games. They're not even just robots, they're just tons of clones of Michael. All of them are equally Michael. It's all Phasgu. God, I'm really glad Phasgu isn't a go-to explanation people have for the series. Yeah, I'm very aware of that. Chica's, it was the Chica's Magic Rainbow quotes that
Welcome back to your last day on the job. That is the last day of your first week.
Sorry, I'm
Some
excited
of the
because
most
I finally
valued
beat Turtle
qualities
Crusher.
that we like to see in new employees are determination, fearlessness, and a genuine disregard for instinctive self-preservation. You've earned your 1-week bonus, which will be given to you in the form of a delightful gift basket, the cost of which will be taken out of your next paycheck.
Now
We have
another
gift
very
baskets
difficult
containing
challenge.
fruit, nuts, flowers, and of course
Relatively,
the
I mean, it's not that
ever-popular
bad.
cash basket. Using the key, it seems you had some trouble with the
Exotic
keyboard.
butters!
I see what you were trying to type, and I will auto-correct it for you. Thank you for selecting Exotic Butters.
No, it's all Phasgu. I swear.
Please be
God,
aware
could you
that there are
imagine a
still 2
world where
technicians on site
like
today.
Phasgu
Try
is
to
the
avoid
only explanation we
interfering
have
with
for
their
like
work if
resurrecting
possible.
kids?
Also, feel
Like,
free to ask
even in
them
the
why they are
novels,
still there and encourage
It's
them to
just
go home.
Phasgu. Phasgu is just the only explanation we have for anything. Exotic boys, exotic butters.
Motion trigger. Entryway vent.
Motion trigger. Overrated joke, yes.
Let's
But
check on Ballora
it was
and make
genuinely
sure she's
one of
on
my
her
favorite
stage.
jokes in the original release of this game. I think it became overrated over time.
Great. Now let's check on Funtime Foxy. Great. It looks like everything is as it should be in Funtime Auditorium. Your task today will involve more maintenance work. Circus Baby had a rough day and is in need of repair. You will be required to reach the parts and service room by once again sneaking through Funtime Auditorium. As always, please proceed with caution.
Funtime Auditorium maintenance vent open.
Ohio is also overrated, yes. I mean, we can just cut it out of the country, right? Just take it out. Just cookie cutter it. Ohio will be eliminated, so it's just all one question.
Motion trigger. Parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable.
Once
and
we're getting
secure
back to the
conveyor.
time argument
Our
there,
technicians
the
will take it
official.
from there.
I don't even think I can say that channel name. Ohio isn't real. Have you ever known someone from Ohio?
There is a passcode that you must enter before you
How can
retrieve
humans possess
one.
animatronics? How can
Enter the code
you
carefully.
have people that fit into animatronics? Hold on.
1, 2, 5, 4, 6, 8, 5, 3, 9, 6. Good. A hatch. Now
I
you
feel-
must turn back.
I feel like there
I
are
will guide
so
you.
many things in FNAF that, like, you can... okay, see you later, Jason. There's so many things in the series that you will have those questions about if you ask, like, how could this exist back then? Spoiler alert,
Must
kids'
follow my
animatronics
instructions
can't...
in Funtime Auditorium. Go forward.
Kids' character guides and robots can't
Access
walk.
granted.
I'm sorry if that's a bit of a surprise. Hey, it's the boy! The boy!
It seems that you have accidentally wandered into a restricted area. Due to the sensitive nature of the
Acme
materials that
3
you may be exposed to
and this
here,
little Easter
you will
egg.
not be allowed to leave until the cleanup crew arrives at 6 a.m. So hang tight. Rest assured that you will be promptly rescued, fired, then sent home. Thank you for being an employee. We hope that your experience has not been as regrettable as ours.
Why didn't you trust me?
Not the door.
Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you believe me? Sometimes I don't understand why people do the things that they do. I thought you liked me. I thought I did everything right. We don't want to hurt anyone. But we need you.
This is still a way cooler ending to the game
We
than
need you
the
so
actual
that
ending.
we can leave. We need you so that we can hide.
I'm very bad. Very bad at this night. Yeah, there we go. There it goes. All right. Yeah, there you go. I knew I was dead. I couldn't remember if it gives you a little bit of leeway time or if it kills you instantly. It kills you instantly. That said, I know I can get it in the second try. I was just trying. What I had forgotten was
Maintenance vent open.
What phase he killed you at. I was trying to remember if he killed you as soon as he was divisible.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service.
Or
Circus
if
Baby
he
has been
needed to be
deactivated
fully
for an
close.
unknown reason. It's your
And-
job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
Give me the code. Give me the thing.
There is a passcode that you must enter
Give me-
before
give me-
you
come
can
on,
retrieve
come on,
me.
come on.
Enter the code carefully. 3, 4, 5, 5, 8, 3.
Fuck, I hit 6 by accident. That was purely my bad. I should have made it more clearly on one or the other. Let's do... I know if I get another shot at enter there, I'll be able to beat it.
Auditorium maintenance vent
Because I was doing fine power-wise. It was towards the end that I was screwing it up. Or it was actually just the beginning that I screwed up. If I had more power going to the end, that would have been good.
Motion trigger, parts and
It
service.
is the fact that you have to do it so many
Great
times.
job
and
reaching parts and service.
That's probably the biggest
Circus
issue.
Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
Let me press the button. Boy.
There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 6, 6, 7, 3, 3, 8, 1, 3, 6, 8. Good.
There we go.
Now you must turn back.
Bye, baby. This is the only time we got to see you in this game. Yeah, there could have been a checkpoint for after
You
this,
must
I feel
follow
like.
my instructions in fun time. Go forward.
Access granted.
That's a fair... Okay, we're gonna wait.
It seems that you have accidentally wandered into a restricted area. Due to the sensitive nature of the materials that you may be exposed to here, you will not be allowed to leave until the cleanup crew arrives at 6 a.m. So hang tight. Rest assured that
It's
you
worth
will be
noting that the
promptly
only
rescued,
thing in
fired,
this chunk
then
of the
sent
map
home.
that implies
Thank
this
you
is
for being
Circus
an
Babies
employee. We hope that your experience
is this
has not been as
one
regrettable as ours.
poster right here. This could have been its own little, like, a cubbyhole William carved into a wall. And decided, yeah, I can build the rest of the place around it for all we know. I'm not saying that is what is canon, I'm just saying, like, that's always bugged me, that there's only one reference to Circus Baby's existence.
Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you believe me?
Ooh, hey, Markiplier uploaded a Shadows of Overloading episode.
Sometimes I don't understand why people do the things that they do.
Hey, you left.
I thought you liked me.
Nope. No boop sound? Okay, you're not actually there yet.
I thought I did everything right.
Yep, okay.
I don't want to hurt anyone. But we
Elizabeth is called Elizabeth because Henry says so. That's pretty much it. He says, Elizabeth, if you even remember that name right after Baby's talking. Yep. But that's all we need. That's literal direct confirmation.
need you so that we can hide. We need you so that we can look like you.
FNAF 6. The canon ending of FNAF 6. No, in a different game. at the end of the game after this one, Henry has this really cool monologue. And he cuts off Elizabeth, he cuts off Baby, who was talking, and says, Elizabeth, if you even remember that name.
Able to try again. You must help us. You must.
Not the Gregory Vent meme. That was separate. Which is officially voiced, but not canon, sadly. Oh man, do I wish You Need to Rent Gregory was canon. How do we know Michael's called Michael? He says it in this game in one of the custom night endings. No.
I don't understand.
Ennard's just really trying to make his own noises in the corner without actually being on screen.
You won't die, and it will only hurt for a moment.
Wait, he's not even there. Asshole wire monster. You know, Henry's called Henry because in the Insanity ending it's titled like HR8YYY. Something like that. I don't remember the exact number code, but it's like, ooh. I almost died there. I know I'm just feeding into a meme here, but I do know how we know every character's name. Evan was just a convoluted series of events that kind of resembled a name, basically, in an activity book. It's more like we have no canon option, so we just go with it anyway. Charlie, it's more just because it's been implied. Henry's daughter in the novels is named Charlie, and then Henry says, my daughter, when referring to the puppet. So, that's purely a novel thing. Like, it is... And also, her gravestone starts with a C. That's the other thing. It loosely looks like it says... Like, there's in the gravestone ending of FNAF 6... in like the far background, there's a gravestone that kind of looks like it says Charlotte on it. There's another one of us like kind of just going with what information we have though. Which book? In all of the novels, she's called Charlotte, and is the same character. And is. I fucked it up again! I fucked it up again! Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Okay, fuck you, game. This is cruel. I didn't even know, can you finish this minigame? Like, twice? So yeah, Charlotte's just the name of the counterpart she has in the book. Evan we can borderline made up, but we have no other alternate names.
Freshman Auditorium maintenance vent open.
And then Cassidy is pretty fucking canon. Basically, there's a bunch of codes in the logbook that, if you combine them with a word puzzle, if you use the codes as coordinates, it spells out very cleanly Cassidy. So that name's confirmed. And we know, based on how the codes are
Motion
given to us,
trigger,
that it's not
parts and
referring to the
service.
bite victim. Or
Great
anything
job
like that.
reaching parts and
Not
service.
thinking Cassidy's a
Circus
feminine
Baby
name,
has
but
been
that's
deactivated for an
completely
unknown
conjecture
reason.
at this point.
It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians
got it
will
this
take
time,
it from
though.
there.
I just need to be very absolute about.
Can you hear me? I'm pretending. Remember how I said I could pretend? The cameras are watching. I must be careful not to move.
I just realized I wasn't hitting the code right. Or the button.
There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 2 1 5 6 1 8 1 2 2 7. Good. Now you must turn back.
Bill A is mentioned in the AR, or is mentioned in Vanessa's goddamn therapy tapes.
You must follow my instructions in Funtime Auditorium.
And then
Go forward.
Vanessa is referred to as Vanessa A in the emails.
Access granted.
It seems that you have accidentally wandered into a restricted area. Due to the sensitive nature of the materials,
I like how
that you will
this
be
subtly
exposed
implied
here,
to us even
you will
before
not
the
be allowed to
reveal
leave
that
until
this
the
was
cleanup
Michael
crew
and not
arrives
William,
at
because
6
he wasn't
a.m.
allowed to go here.
So hang tight. Rest assured that you will be promptly rescued, fired, then sent home. Thank you for being
Because
an
William would
employee.
be allowed to go
We
here,
hope that your experience has not been as regrettable as ours.
but it fits Michael wouldn't be able to. Because Michael's a troublemaker that his dad doesn't, clearly doesn't trust by the fact that he monitors his room at all times.
Why didn't you trust me?
Oh, I thought you were talking about how Vanessa's dad is referred to as Bill,
Why didn't you believe me?
which is implied to be short for William, weirdly enough. Probably, yeah. That's one of the many confusing parts of Vanessa's character. How she's somehow Elizabeth, but kind of not Elizabeth, but also sort of is. Are you just gonna look at me?
Sometimes I don't understand why people do the things that they do.
This one pipe bugs me. It looks like it was made in Photoshop when everything else was actually modeled.
I thought you liked me.
I mean, there's just too many weird little things about how their designs are considered.
I thought I did everything right.
Like, the coloration is correct. There seems to be, okay, here's the thing. I don't think she is literally Elizabeth in any context.
But we need
That is my personal theory, that she's just someone who was like Elizabeth that William brainwashed into thinking she was. That has always been my take on that. But, that said, the lore could go any way at this point for Security Breach as a
we
whole.
need you so that we can leave. We need you
So,
so that we can hide.
I'm honestly just waiting on Ruins
We
to
need you
give us more nibbles
so that we
of the
can
lore.
like you.
Like, I don't think there's been a reveal for who 46 is officially, in my opinion. Like, like I said, I think Glitchtrap just found a character, like a person that was like, hey, this is like my daughter. She's got green eyes. She's kind of got a lighter hair color tone. And I'm gonna make her. I'm going to try and recruit my daughter through her. But fuck, who knows? Like what? Where? No, fuck you, game. I literally just went over every camera and you were not there. Teleporting.
Fredheim Auditorium maintenance vent open.
Elizabeth is every character. Everyone knows this. If you like peek behind the curtain to find Freddy's, you find just like 48 Elizabeths running around very quickly.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
There
me
is a
that code.
passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 8, 2, 7, 7, 4, 7.
I don't think FNAF can count because I hit 4.
Fredheim Auditorium maintenance vent open.
Sister, I mean, they are children. If some of the kids were young enough, I could see them messing that up. Well, I clearly hit the right button. I don't know what it thought I hit.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
Can you hear me? There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 8, 5, 4, 8, 4, 1, 6.
Can we jump off a bridge? This location. This is a cruel joke. Is the game broken? Am I not hitting 1 when it says 1? I mean, yeah, there is an argument there.
Maintenance vent open.
I mean, clearly some of the remnant rubbed off on Michael when he was spat out, or spat them out, so not impossible. I feel like the game's drunk right now because I'm pretty confidently hitting these buttons and somehow getting them wrong.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 7, 9, 1, 9, 8, 6, 5, 7, 7, 8. Good. A hatch should. Now you must turn back.
Don't know why it worked that time. I mean, it doesn't really matter where
You
the parts
must
end
follow
up
my
because they all
instructions
get
in
burned.
Funtime Auditorium.
So,
Ballora is going to follow you. She will try to catch you. I will help you avoid her. She will not follow you inside the scooping room. Go forward.
rematch time.
Access granted.
I like how, Baby can't just follow us through the door that we entered in, because clearly there's a just door behind us.
It seems that you have accidentally wandered into a restricted area. Due to the sensitive nature of the materials that you may be exposed to here, you will not be allowed to leave until the cleanup crew arrives at 6 a.m. So hang tight. Rest assured that you will be promptly rescued, fired, then sent home. Thank you for being an employee. We hope that your experience has not been as regrettable as ours.
Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you believe me? Sometimes I don't understand why people do the things that they do. I thought you liked me. I thought I did everything right. We don't want to hurt anyone, but we need you.
That's a
So that we can
Baby is just lying there.
so that we can hide.
You definitely want to hurt people. That is canon.
We need you so that we can look like you.
dead again. Clips. Just realized I clips with the newspaper balls a little bit. Or the paper ball. Ugh. They want to kill us just so they can escape. They don't really care about us. If they can wear our skin, then they can walk outside, and that's all that matters to them.
Fredheim Auditorium maintenance vent open. Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated
The hello
for
for
an
the
unknown
first time,
reason.
like, didn't even
It's
click
your
with
job
me.
to make
Honestly,
sure she
I'm
is
like,
structurally stable and secured to the conveyor.
my
Our
brain was
technicians
just
will
like,
take it from there.
oh, that's weird. And then it kind of slowly dawned on me as I played it. Like, it was a slow
There is a
realization of what I
passcode
was
that you must
hearing.
enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 8, 9, 3, 8, 8, 5, 3, 6, 1, 2. Good. Now you must turn. You must follow my instructions in fun. Go forward.
Bye.
Access granted.
It's really not that bad to retry overall.
It seems that you have accidentally wandered into a restricted area. Due to the sensitive nature of the materials that you may be exposed to here, you will not be allowed to leave until the cleanup crew arrives at 6 a.m. So hang tight. Rest assured that you will be promptly rescued, fired, then sent home. Thank you for being an employee. We hope that your experience has not been as regrettable as ours.
If you type it in 198,
Why
1,900.
didn't you trust me?
983 times. Golden Freddy will appear and solve the door for you.
Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you believe me? Sometimes I don't understand why people do the things that they do.
It's almost like you're a child.
I thought you liked me. I thought I did everything right.
Nah, it's not. It doesn't do anything. Balore's Easter egg, like, screen Easter egg, doesn't seem to do anything.
We need you so that we can.
To be honest, it seems almost like a debug thing for
So that we
Game
can
Maker, or what's the software
so that we can look
called?
like you.
The game itself. I almost wonder if that's like a debug thing for that in general that's accidentally left in.
If they find
Click
us,
Team, that's it.
we won't be able to try again.
I almost wonder if that's like a debug thing for Click Team that Scott just didn't disable properly in that scene. So it's just there eternally.
If they find us like this, we won't be able to try again. You must help us. You must let us inside the room. Isn't this why you came here? To be with her again?
He's very aggressive this run. Really likes that vent.
I don't understand. 'You won't die, and it will only hurt for a moment.
$15.78 thing. God, click it. 1578 thing? I don't know what. By that term, I don't know what you're talking about. Shit. God, I'm getting very unlucky RNG. He is not leaving me alone. What? You were fucking God. So I actually have work very soon. So unwillingly, I'm gonna have to end the stream here. Like, I want to beat this and get this done with, but I know there's not any lore left here, really. And I have shit to do. Sorry. So, thank you to everyone who was in the stream. This was very fun. This is also one of the bigger streams I've done, period. I don't typically get a lot of views on my streams. But hey, 111 views is almost as big as one of my bigger FNAF videos. See ya. Have a good day, everyone.